Oh yeah, I had to draw this thing. You know what? This is kind of plain, but I think what I'll do... Come on. Is... That's not really the best color. This feels too saturated. But I think what I'll do is okay, could you please? I think what I will do is I will annotate something that I think I've kind of seen elsewhere. Kind of like that. Let's take a kind of a dark gray, put that in the middle. Oh man, when you zoom in like this, it looks really strange. Looks like it's just a rectangle. Big problem. It's hard to... This is a really big canvas. And my SensePart really does not like me today. Wow. But I have to try to put things in the center. That's not easy to do. Let me readjust my SensePart 1 second. Okay. So now it's turning around. Okay. That's a little better. Anyways, I just want to draw a circle in the center. Which is a pretty big ask, I realize. Honestly, not even that big. Is it rotated in the top left compared to what I'm drawing here? You expect the thing to be radially symmetric anyways, but still. Let's try to shrink this down a little bit. But what I'm looking to draw here really is based just like an actual roller you might call it in real life. It's just, honestly, I'm looking for something else more than this. Let's get methodical about this. But, I'm thinking on shows like, geez, this was a while ago, but like, you'd see obstacle course shows like Wipeout or Takeshi's Castle or something. It's like big rollers that people had to cross and whatnot. I feel like this is basically that same thing. This is just my vague recollection of what they looked like in some show or another. And I make no promise as to how accurate it actually is. Here's a fun thing I could have drawn that looked slightly similar. A DVD. Currently making a video for the reverse engineering channel that has a lot of visuals involving a DVD on it, so I'm spending a lot of time just staring at that thing. I noticed the radial symmetry here being similar. Just the general shape here, like you have the hole in the disc and then the unwritable region of the disc in the middle and then the actual rest of the disc on the outside. And trying to get things to be sufficiently radially symmetric to where if you rotate the thing, you have to rotate it on the correct axis, of course, it needs to actually be properly in the center. Or if your graphic is kind of messed up, it may be slightly off from the center. You have to play with that to make sure it actually looks like it's spinning instead of like, now I'm doing something else weird when you rotate the thing in an animation to show the disc spinning. Actually, by the time this has gone up, I've had some... Okay, this is not happening. keep one hand still and the other hand use it on Chuck. So much harder than it sounds. But yeah, it is rotated on the top left. But as I was saying, I've been playing around with Stone Track Challenge a lot lately. That one's been fun to play with. It's one of those games that nobody else in the world is looking to reverse engineer either, so kind of get to figure stuff out on your own to some degree. Someone has looked into World Race, which was made by the same developer, and seems, from what I can tell, does stuff pretty similarly. But the one guy that I can find that dug into the game's programming and whatnot, or well, data and whatnot, seemed to not really put information about it online anywhere I can find. Or at least how they did so and whatnot. So I still had to reverse engineer the formats and whatnot myself. That has been fun, swapping cars around in that game and whatnot. I might just leave it at this. No shaying would make too much sense since it's gonna be spinning anyways. Yeah, it's fun to go back to a game after so long and see stuff like, whoa, hey, there's oh yeah, this is our boat, isn't it? Coins. And see stuff like, oh hey, there are actually cars in this game I didn't realize were in the game, or hey, it's apparently now I can get a better look at cars I never could get a good look at in the game before. Also, I don't really need the boat so far. And these rotating platforms are really slippery. I know the reference art for them is ice. Hi, we're on the landmine. You don't really have much space to draw that boat, you know? You only have so much ink to use. You only have so much time. I have to try to complete this place quickly enough. There's probably something up there I'm supposed to get that I am missing. I probably can't run that risk, unfortunately. Probably should go back and actually get the boat, unfortunately. This might be faster. Yeah, though there are cars in that game that you only ever get to see from far away, top down. It turns out they have like full models and everything. You can swap them in for the other cars, and it's very amusing. Alright. Here's my beautiful boat. Yep. Look at its beauty. Okay, in all seriousness, I probably want to make sure that the bottom is straight, if nothing else. And now I ride this thing slowly. It's just still a funny idea. I am enjoying this as much as I enjoy all the other physics stuff. There's a snap up there. Hey! Boat! No! What the heck, boat? Okay, well, hopefully we don't need the boat for anything else. I have a feeling we will. Oh, the boat goes fast. Oh, no, he didn't. Okay, cool. A mailbox? Do I know any interesting mailbox designs? I know a few mailbox designs just in the world. They look very different in different places. But, I guess that's like it's more like a personal mailbox, not like a mailbox you would, like, just find in the middle of town. Personal mailbox. Trying to think for a second here. This seems like the sort of thing that I should have a funny idea for. Well, there was one character who is a mailbox from Viva Pinata, but I don't think I could really make that work here. I also took the template and did something silly with it, but I don't think I will. I don't think it'll work very well. I'd have to look up a reference anyways. I don't know if that would be worth it. Let me think. You know what? Forget the mail. In reference to that welcome mat that I drew earlier, let's do a little something else. Let's use a lighter color than that. Okay. Just in a similar spirit to the mailbox that I drew. It's gonna be a weird size for this thing, but oh well. Actually, that might be a little bit too much. Maybe I should use more like a brown for this. I don't know. I don't know, somehow gray just feels better. It's not going to be super detailed or accurate or anything, it's just an idea. But, and it's not based off of any specific thing I've seen, which is part of why it won't be particularly sensible or accurate or anything. But I'm realizing these proportions might be a little difficult to make look sensible as well. Not the sort of thing I'd usually think to draw, but just the welcome mat that I drew has my mind in this space. In particular, it makes me think of a particular game. This is not curving the way it should, which I'll name in a second. I know I'm putting such effort into making this look smooth, but there. Well, probably just because I'm realizing that it doesn't look in the slightest like what it's supposed to look like. I'm trying to, like, do something about that. But oh well. There we go. You can actually, that part worked out a little bit better than I would have anticipated, to be honest. See how we can get this to go. So I can get the rest to look here. Oh, no. I wish we chose a color that would do things like unselecting the eraser or unselecting the eye drop. Because usually you're selecting those, you don't want the other things anymore. You're saying, okay, I want to draw stuff now. I want to produce color. This could benefit from a slightly lighter color out here, I'm not sure. Lighting with a limited palette is hard. Yeah, I feel like I had the right idea here, but didn't quite pull it off. Like, at all. Try to do it a little bit differently than I was going for originally. think part of it really just was that this was too dark of a color. You know, it was the closest shade I had available. Yeah. Closer color. That's nothing I should spend too much time on because it's a silly idea anyways. It's not going to go much of anywhere, but... it's something. Okay, and... just a little bit of the usual shading at this point. Something vaguely kind of like that, I guess. I feel like I should add something softer for this, but... fine, I'll do something softer. Just takes a second to get a better color, but... sometimes it's worth it. Having those really subtle colors is great. Sometimes. And in this case, I want more subtle. I want subtlety. Going overboard with the subtlety, if that's ever even a possible idea. Dude, jitters were not too bad for the past while, and now they're coming back. It's something. Imagine that this was like vaguely like a combat knife or something, I don't know. But the idea being, I was doing that little landmine thing, I was kind of getting reminded, pausing it for a second, kind of getting reminded that, I don't want the timer to run. Distractions. I was getting reminded of Hot Wheels. Which one was it? Wasn't that one odd Hot Wheels game? It wasn't Turbo Racing. The one whose name I tend to forget. It's the one that involves like transformations into like boats and jets as well. But it's weird because the cars you control in that game are like toy car sized, but the environments they're in are so strange. They're all like post-apocalyptic stuff, like a burned out cabin with an erupting volcano behind it, for instance. Or the very first level in the game is this desert area with stuff like landmines and weapons just strewn about in the background. It's very strange. It's not the kind of tone you expect. I always just found that very striking. It was such a strange experience. The dirty metal aesthetic and whatnot that game had, despite literally being about racing toy cars. Of course, those toy cars are also like shooting each other with actual bullets and whatnot. Somehow, it was a strange game. Anyways, point being, I thought this would go in that same spirit, even though we're in tundra instead of a desert. Anyways, that's the thought. Anyhow, I'll see you next time when we maybe try to complete this place in time. I don't know how much is left, nor do I know how much time we have left. And we'll see. And we'll try to find Mike. We did find a comb. Anyways, bye everyone.